Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 7, verse number 16. Chaturvidha bhajante mam janah sukritanah Arjun art jigyasu artharthi jnani cha bharatarshva. This verse is very interesting one. It enumerates four kind of people who behold allegiance, inclination, bent of mind for all their seeking towards Keshav, the Lord, Krishna. The rider behind all the four or upon all the four categories of the seekers is that they have to be men or women of good deeds. People who have already credited noble intentions to their account and thereby have a special bias for goodness. They are the ones that have been termed here as Sukritanaha. On the contrary, in the previous verse, there was a mention about those demonic ones that were termed as Dushkritanaha. People who had a bent of mind towards negativism, demonic, towards violence, etc. Here, the common rider for all those four seeking men and women is that they have to be those with noble intents, who have the credit of accomplishing through a noble intention. Krishna mentions among those four, the first is the Artha, one who is afflicted, under distress, under some pain, could be of some illness, maybe a scare, an element of fear for any reason. People who are in deep anguish and pain are the ones that come under the category of Artha. Now here, one must understand at the depths that the Dushkritana and Sukritana, the primary difference between both stands. The Sukritana, for all their seeking, believe the existence, the isness of the Lord. Whereas Dushkritana, for any of their seeking, for any relief from their pain, shall not be seeking the Lord. Instead, would try to follow and pursue the demonic and the most usurping methods, trying to accomplish their objective through any unmindful ill mean. They shall be inconsiderate to something that we call as noble or ignoble. For them, accomplishment is important. As they say, everything is fair in love and war, which gives you an international passport to accomplish most unmindfully. Sukritana would never embark upon such a pursuit, shall always have a seeking, even under distress, would always seek a resolve from Krishna, from the rightful means, through the rightful means. On the contrary, Dushkritana would not even bother, shall remain inconsiderate. For it, ends are important, means are inconsiderate, unimportant. The second category that comes up for the seeking ones is Artharthi, people who want to fulfill any of their needs. It could be social, could be economic, or else any of the need. As far as we survive on this sojourn in this life, there are countless number of needs for which we experience one or the other kind of either a paucity or a shortcoming. And to accomplish or to gratify or to fulfill that need, such a seeker who is sukritana, who is beholding the noble intent, shall always have a special bias, a special bent of mind to seek it through the Lord, through the noble mean, through the noble source. On the contrary, to fulfill the needs, the ignoble ones, the demonic one, shall be with all readiness prepared to tramp anyone's existence, reach out to any level, to ruin, to dismantle, to disembark anyone's reputation. And that is something which we must deeply understand and accept. The third category which the Lord makes a mention over here is the jigyasu. The first one was arth, someone who is afflicted, in distress. Second was artharthi, who has some need to accomplish. The third is the seeker, in true sense, jigyasu, who has now arrived a stature, a position, a state in its life where it wants to understand the mystery behind existence. What am I? Who am I? Why am I over here? And who is behind the entire connivance that appears to be creation? What is happening behind? What is the reason? What is the logic, the science behind every happening which I am not able to draw under a rational understanding? What is it? One that is seeking, inquisitive, curious to understand and seeking the realms, the abode of the Lord, has been termed here as jigyasu. Jigyasu has a very special propensity, a deep inclination to somehow restore the purity of mind, purity within. It is not prepared to compromise for the purity within. The contaminated insight is something which is foreign, alien, and ruining for it. Therefore, with a special bent of mind, it shall always side for something which is the most pious insight within. The last one is Jnani. Jnani is the one who has now understood what all this creation and the Creator behind the screen, why and how it acts. But now the Jnani is standing at the threshold, seeking absolute absorption within that Brahma, within the existence of that unmanifest. It wants to have absolute dissolution into that Brahma Tej. Nothing short of absolute dissolution shall enable him consider accomplished. So, all of its priorities, all of its seeking are single-minded, one-pointed, and that is total absorption in the unmanifest Brahma. That's the Jnani. After having observed the mind of the Keshav through this particular verse, I could understand at my end that we all as a commoner experience and we swing between the loop that is created between the arth and jigyasu. At times we are arth, in distress, we have a seeking to resolve, to relinquish, to relieve ourselves from pain. At times we are artharthi, we seek accomplishment, gratification of several desires, needs. And yes, there are times when we are also in a position of a jigyasu, where we hold an inner seeking to know, to unravel the mystery of existence. So we live in all the three statures. Yes, it is a fact that mostly we survive in the capacity of an arth and an artharthi. Either we propitiate the name of the Lord for account of a resolve from pain or to accomplish any need. But there are moments, they may be rare, they may not be that frequent, when we have a seeking to understand about our own true self and about all ongoings in this universe. So in a way, all those people who are Sukritana, who come under the category of the noble intended ones, people who have noble intentions, they experience all these three in their life. Yes, the proportion may be different with different people. It may be that we propitiate or we call or we go into the shelter of the Lord only when we are in delusion more, or when we are in need more, maybe 80%, 90% for as a arth and artharthi, and remaining 20 or 10% as a jigyasu. And the evolution is to relieve ourselves and have more of seeking to know our own self, unraveling the mystery of our nitya part, that is the consciousness. Increase the proportion from 10%, from 20% to 30-40%. I won't say 100%, at least 30-40%. So that is the evolution of a human spiritual, in the light of the spiritual growth. Yes, to become the stature of a jnani, it is going to take a lot of time. It is certainly going to involve maybe few more births to come. But yes, at least increasing the proportion of jigyasu bhava within and trying to apportion by relieving it more from the arth and artharthi gives us the edge to understand and also measure our spiritual growth. Question comes, how do we measure spiritual growth? The elements of spiritual growth would automatically be understood by understanding the amount of our bent of seeking more in terms of being under some affliction, distress, or in need, or to understand and unravel the mystery of true self. One thing is for sure, one who is an astic, one who is noble intended, now has come to a point, now has come to a stature, a status, where the source of its all seeking is that unmanifest, is that which pervades everywhere in this universe. It is only one source which is common now, and that is something for sure. Having gone to this length for the service to the understanding of this verse, Arjuna, the name mentioned, Arjuna, Arjuna of all times. We all are Arjuna. Krishna and Arjuna, they are timeless. They pervade in all of us. When being capacitated, we still come under delusion. We are Arjuna. When we feel and observe a streak of inspiration within, that is the invocation and advent of Krishna. So we all are Arjuna. Being the stature of Arjuna, let us invoke more of Krishna's light to understand about our own self and move towards the realms of a jigyasu, and then ultimately qualify to be a jnani. I wish from the depths of my heart today, with all specificity, the festivity on the eve of Deep Jyoti Utsav, understood as Deepavali. I wish you all a very happy and a progressive Deepavali, where we all understand the need for our spiritual growth, and we allocate and apportion and invest our time, energy and resource to ensure a fair amount of spiritual growth beside the dispensation of our all other worldly duties. More to come in the next class. Till then, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.